Oh my God. It was a very crazy experience because the wedding was just over. Barely 2 weeks later, I noticed extra calls and extra texts, you know, ask, appreciating me on, oh, the job, thank you so much for my. And then, there's a time when someone tells you, thank you. The thank you is now going overboard because you are like, you've told me thank you last week. 2 days later, you told me thank you again. After like 1 week, you're telling me thank you. This week, you're still saying thank you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I get it. So why is your, you know, I don't know, it just started coming off to me a type of way. And then they are not based in the city where my business is. So the next thing is they're not based in Enugu. And then the next thing they're going to be like, oh, I'm in Enugu. Do you mind grabbing a drink? I'm
Like I even concluded that this might be they might maybe they forced them to get married, or this might be a contract marriage, because guy, the thing that was happening, I don't understand. Like I don't, like, I seriously do not understand. Even during the dance as they were dancing, the bride was behaving as if she was forced to dance. She wasn't even coming close to the groom. And the thing that wraps everything up was that during the, like, after the after the wedding vows, and the whole you may kiss your bride.
why should I be having a drink with you? We're done with the wedding. Our contract ends upon completion of your event. So what are we going out to these drinks for? you know. And it was a situation where I didn't want to disrespect this person because I held the person in high esteem. But I also didn't want a situation where, okay, I now say, oh, let's go have a drink after it's outside. And then, I don't know. But what would we be talking about? You just got married 2 weeks ago. And the next 2 weeks, you're calling me that you're in my city and you want us to grab a drink. So appreciate me further for the event we have. It's I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but I had to be so blunt at that point and told him, I would actually have a meeting with you if we are talking about an event. If you're calling me to say, oh, I have this event I'm planning, I want us to sit over a drink and have a conversation on it, and we'll talk strictly business. But if it's not business, I don't think, I should have just had to be blunt and just, put it out that way. And to be very honest, I think that blunt reply cut everything out. Up till today,
This girl totally, like, she reacted as if it was like the person coming to kiss her like is a mad person. Like, the way she just pulled herself out, like, it was so, like, guys, when you want to get married, just get married to somebody you have empathy for, you can care for, and not, we just concluded it was either a contract marriage or maybe they were forced to get married. Or
I've had an ex-client tell me and refer me to a friend, right? So this other person was having an event, and then he said, "Oh, my plan, the planner that did mine was so good, And I felt happy that I was referred based on integrity and based on the fact that I had done a good job for this person that you're referring me. Until I realized that there's supposed to be a form of payment I'm supposed to make since you referred me. So some weeks into the planning of this new event, he's calling and he's like, he's calling, mind you, he's calling by, I think it was past 8 or thereabout. And he's like, I came into town for something and I want you to come to my hotel. Now, he came in, he came in with his vibe because I needed to understand why I should come to your hotel room by 8. So the first thing I asked was if it was business related and wanted to fix for the next day. We could meet up the next day, maybe for lunch, for breakfast or something, and then we can talk about it if it's business. Because now this person has referred me to someone, so I feel, maybe he has another event coming up and all of that. So I asked, I was like, are you a child? And I'm like, you say? I don't get it, you know. So I feel like, yes, planners get hit by their grooms, like the grooms they plan their events for. Yes. A lot of them might not be free enough to say the story because, you don't want you don't want people to get a memo that, oh, this is the person you're talking about. And the truth of the matter is, our job has this confidentiality rate to the point that there are some things we don't say, because we get exposed to clients and their intimate life. We get to see some good parts and the bad parts. We see every part while planning, you know, and because of the confidentiality involved, how would it sound you calling your bride and telling her your husband said I should meet him at a hotel by 8? She gets, it's going to bring a rift in that marriage. It's going to cause a lot of issues. And mind you, one thing you have to know is this: nobody will break their home because of you. Nobody. So even if you're calling her, what do you expect her to do with that information? At that point, the only solution to your problem is being strict and blunt to saying, I cannot cross this boundary. This is off my work ethics. This is off what I can do. This is the time my job and my meetings end, and I cannot go extra. So that's it. So at that point, what I did was I had to politely explain why I cannot, and then we went off with, okay, no problem. Don't worry. I'm going to, make you happy. I know you guys do these things a lot, you know. I know, and how my wedding went, and all of that. You know how, he tried to, to do some stuffs with throwing in how he can do this and he can do that. And one thing you have to know is you have to be firm. You have to remember your values and your core value for your business. No matter how anyhow you are outside it, you have to focus on the fact that this is your brand and you don't want any messy name on it, and, be strict with it. Yeah, even if they tell you, oh, planners do it, their core values is different from yours. Yours is different. So you have to be blunt and state it. This is it, I don't. This is where my boundary line crosses, and I can't do it. So if I'm given an opportunity to choose a location for my clients, the best locations, honestly, I think there are good spots in Lagos. A private beach event, a private beach wedding, florals, how everything's going to go. You set it up. The bride's dress will be beach themed, decor beach themed, your guests. You could even have your vows and everything on the beach. You create a different spot for vow taking, different spot for this thing. One thing with beach weddings is you don't really need that crowd of the Nigerian 500, typical 1,000 guests, 800. You just need your close, 100 guests, 50 guests, 70 guests, just little guest list. But it's one thing I know that if I'm to choose, I'll choose Lagos, maybe La Campine, one of these private beaches in Lagos, and get your beautiful wedding sorted there. But then if I'm going to choose a garden themed wedding, ooh, Lagos has really beautiful venues. Enugu has some beautiful garden themed, locations. Abuja has some really cool. Ma'am, I just remembered one. Ibom Icon in Uyo. My God. I did a trip to that place 2022, 2021, no, 2021, and I spent a few days there. Ibom Icon, I think it was former Le Meridian. So, yeah, that is a very perfect choice for a wedding. If you were to ask me to choose anywhere within, this region, I would definitely say Ibom Icon for a garden wedding because they have a golf course that is so big and beautiful. The grasses are well trained, and it just gives you you're not in Nigeria vibe, the picture locations there will be crazy, you know. And if my clients are to ask me, I have like so many beautiful spots on that place, like in that particular location, that you know that, oh yeah, it's going to come out really beautiful. So I love destination events so much. I've always craved to have a beach wedding. I don't know about any other person, but I think it's 50% of event planners in Nigeria dream of it, but it never comes true because most clients are not open-minded for it. If you're to ask me for your venue for your wedding, I love garden weddings and I love beach weddings.
This stories has been one of my worst experiences coordinating an event, and hope you enjoyed them. Thank you.